Hey y'all, turn that off. This is just a quick video that I'm gonna put together here. For the longest, I've been trying to find a way to do chicken, the air fried chicken, without it, and get that crispy skin. Well, it finally dawned on me. I'm gonna put like this. God dropped the idea in my head, and I was like, okay. So I did a little online research. I'm like, okay. But see, here's the thing. Everybody that I've seen, well, almost everybody that I've seen, they always, end up using flour or spraying some type of oil, and I'm trying to move away from the flour and trying to move away from the oil and stuff because, that's the purpose of air frying. So, anywho, what I decided to do and what dawned on me to do was to, of course, you're going to wash your chicken, you're going to wash your meat. But what it was to, I took some eggs and I beat them in a bowl, and then I put it on the, put it in a bag and poured it on the chicken. Okay? So I poured it in there, and then of course I let it sit and marinate real good and stuff like that. And then what I did, I take the chicken, and well, before then, I let it sit and marinate, get down in there real good. And then what I do is I use, to keep it from sticking and having to use oil, I online, and I've seen a lot of women do this, I use parchment paper. Parchment paper. And I think you can probably find some that already come, with the holes in it. But, if not, you can go to Dollar Tree, get you some parchment paper. That's my towel, my bleachy towel, my dish towel. But you can get you some parchment paper and punch some holes in it, kind of like I did. Although I would like to have bigger holes, but, since I'm doing it myself, I don't want to tear it. But of course I got parchment paper, and then of course I got my seasoning. I want to go a little spicy, so I got my seasoning. And what I do is, when I take the chicken out of the bag, I put it in the air fryer. Hear that? Popping and hissing. Hey. But anyway, I put the parchment paper in, and then I put the chicken onto the parchment paper. Okay, you see that? I put it on the parchment paper, and I let it cook. Now, the reason why is because I've had my air fryer for a good minute. So that coating on the rack is, as you can see, it's not like it used to be. But anywho, I use parchment paper. Plus, it's going to help cut down on the cleanup time too, because I'm not going to have to, use my Brillo pad, my not Brillo pad, but my sponge with the little rough side on. I'm not going to have to use that to scrape this as much because most of the stuff is on the parchment paper. But I put it on the parchment paper, and I cook it, on there, because it doesn't really stick. See? It doesn't really stick. And the only thing coating this is the egg batter that I put together. And I did add some seasoning to it. And then, of course, once I put it in, I added, my seasoning. Bold Creole seasoning. And I'm trying to move away from it. But, I'm displaced right now. And I want to kind of, satisfy a taste bud that haven't been satisfied in a couple of years or so. So, anywho, sue me. But anyway, I put it in, and I, put it in to cook. Now, the timing, that is up to you, because mine is set at 360 degrees, and it was for 30 minutes. So when 30 minutes is up, I'm going to flip it. Now, here is the end results of, the cooking. Look at this. Look at this. This is crispy, crispy, crispy. Look, see? Crispy, 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 crispy. The only oil in this chicken is generated by the chicken. There was no oil in putting this in the air fryer. No oil whatsoever. No butter, no margarine, no olive oil, nothing. All of this is natural chicken oil. But this crispiness, see that? Hear that? That crispiness. Now, you all know we love, if you frying chicken, yeah, you like it crispy. Not hard and crunchy, but look at this. This is crispy without, see that? Hear that? That. And it, ooh, yeah. And it cooked. Like I said, I let it cook. On this one, see that underside of that pie? Yeah. And I always put it on, something lined with paper towel to absorb the grease or whatever, But I did want y'all to see this because, like I said, and ain't nobody eating this but me, so yeah, I can handle it with my hands. I ain't worried about that. But you see that? See that? See that? Yeah, see that? So, I ain't worried about that. But, yeah, that's my bleachy towel. That water has so much bleach in there. Shit, throw a match in there, blah, blah, catch fire. Yeah. And then, of course, when I finish, I have my disinfectant wipes. That's going to wipe down everything. The whole counter, everything. So that no one end up, getting sick or cross-contaminated and stuff like that. But that's what I wanted to show y'all is how using egg, nothing but egg. This is egg. This is straight up egg. And it kind of, once it came in contact with the chicken and it stayed in there long enough, it gets kind of watery or whatever. But it still does what you need it to do, which is give it that crispiness when you start cooking. And then, of course, like I said, I punched holes in the parchment paper that I use inside. And I got this parchment paper, at $1.25 tree. It used to be Dollar Tree. Now you call it $1.25 tree because everything is $1.25. So you get your roll. Of course, got my blades. But you get your roll of parchment paper, and you can put it in the bottom to, help cut down on having to scrape your rack. And then, you can let this sit as long as you want. You know what I'm saying? You can let this sit as long as you want. You can even take it and possibly freeze it. And then, for a later time and date. And then you come back and, thaw it out and stuff like that. I think. I'm not really sure because I haven't really done that yet. But this is straight up egg. Nothing but the egg. Just the egg. I didn't separate the yolk from the whites and all that. An egg is an egg is an egg. It's like being pregnant. You ain't kind of pregnant. You are pregnant. So with an egg, it ain't kind of an egg. It's an egg. Be it egg white, egg yolk, egg whatever. Ain't nobody got time to be separating all that shit. But if you're into separating it, then separate it. But, as for me, throw that bitch in there, whip it up, and point this chicken off in there because this is the result that I want. This is the result that I want. I want that crispiness. And then, excuse me, I had to cover it up a little bit. Sorry about that. But then, when I, wrong one. When I, oh, there I am. When I get ready to eat this bad boy, yeah, it's done. It's done. I'll get my crispy, get my crunch, which is what I've been looking for, been trying to get for the longest. So now, oh baby, it's only popping. Now I gotta, that's real good. I kind of sort of taste my seasoning within the meat itself, not just on the skin, but in the meat, because I did pour some of this into the eggs in the beginning. Like I said, I was experimenting, and so I did pour somewhere on there, and that's good. That's good. Put some on in, and it was okay. But then my taste buds are shot to hell, so what do I know? Well, my baby didn't complain, so it must be pretty good. But then, you know, once you slather on my specialty, you slather that on, and it's on and popping, boo-boo. It's on and popping. So, yeah. This, it's good. Oh, yeah. The first one I ate from the first batch, man, it came apart. And look at it. It's not dry. And that was one problem I was having when I was frying my stuff in the air fryer. The chicken would be dry. Don't nobody want no dry legs, and don't nobody want no dry thighs. That's for the white meat, excluding the wings. But yeah, I can start enjoying chicken again. Ooh, Lord, I thank you. Hold up. More still hot. Glisten on the down at the bone. How shiny that is. Down at the meat. See how that meat don't look dry. It's a scrunchy leg. See how that meat don't look dry, and it's not. That's not dry at all. It's not dry. And the skin is crunchy. Cause I'm a skin woman. Don't be taking my skin off. You bring me some skinless chicken, I might hurt you. But that is good. That is good. So I'm gonna do up the rest of them, and man, my baby gonna be eating good. So yeah, that's real good. Probably walking around with a chicken bone in our mouth. You know, like when we were kids, we'd be like, I walk around sucking all the seasoning out the bone. But anywho, I just thought I'd share that with y'all. And if I'm scraping the bone clean, dog ain't gonna be happy getting these bones today. I ain't even done my memory on them bones. Anyway, that's what I thought I would share with y'all. So, if you got an air fryer, get out there and experiment and find out what works. And if you find something that works, and you know, share it. Because this, it is absolutely tasty. Yep. Like I said, ain't nobody eating this but me, so I can put the bones in, stick my hand in here, whatever. It ain't going in nobody's mouth but mine. And see, I got 9 minutes left. See, 360, 9 minutes left. But look, see that? Look at that. That is some good looking chicken. That's some good looking chicken. Look at that. See that? Hear that? See? I'll run all that grease out. See how it made its own oil? Run that off. Look at that. And it's not dried out. Not dried out at all. And watch this. Watch this. When I lift it up, look at that. See that? It's not even sticking. And all of that, that's the skin. It's going to be, when I do that other side, it's going to be looking just like that. Nice and crispy. So, that's all. You know, this is hotel living. You're going to have to forgive me. This is hotel living. I'm in a hotel. Right now, I've been displaced. I'm in a hotel. But, me and my baby, we still got it. We still doing what we got to do. So, yep. It's good. It's good. Like I said, this is my bleachy water. You know, and I'm continuously wiping stuff down, the cabinet, the counter, the handles, fridge, and this is hot bleachy water. This is hot bleachy water. Listen, it's my bleach, and of course it has some Palmolive in it, but I've been using it so much I've been sticking the towel in here, and the most that I did all this stuff on the towel, came from cleaning out the inside of the air fryer. And I did use my bleachy water to scrape out the inside of the air fryer before I started using it. Because one thing we don't think about is it could possibly cause a grease fire, and we unknowingly, because when this stuff is popping and when this stuff is cooking, it's going upward. Okay, it's going up in where the fan is and stuff like that. So when it's cold before you use it, clean it out just like you would your oven. You see what I'm saying? Let me show you something. You see all that in there? See that? See all that I cleaned? And then of course you got the stuff in there, up there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I mean, yeah. So I'm just gonna prop it back here, tilt it back a little bit, so you can see. You may be able to see all that up there. See how stuff have a tendency to splatter and, shift around. So, not unless you can figure out something, but, stuff does happen, and you need to, do some maintenance, care, cleaning, stuff like that. And I've had this air fryer for a good grip, so, it is what it is. Then, of course, I got my little bag hanging here for trash and paper towels and stuff like that, and I'll tie it off and put it in the trash and take it down to the dumpster either tonight or in the morning. But, as usual, like I said, this is my bleachy water. This is my bleachy water, and this water, it stays until all of the cooking is done. And, to me, nothing is clean unless you got, you clean with bleach. You clean with bleach, it's clean. You don't clean with bleach, as far as I'm concerned, trip to the emergency room. But anyway, everybody in here smell the bleach but me. They're like, Mom, you got too much bleach. And I'm like, yeah, I don't smell nothing. They don't bother me. It's like, but they'll live. But anyway, as I was saying, this stuff here, it is, look at that, crunchy. And this is not dried out. It's not dried out at all. It's not. Look at that. It's like perfect. It's like, ooh, yeah, perfect. It's not tough. It's not dry. It's moist. Oh yeah. See that right there? See that little piece right there? That little piece right there is that's good too. It's cookie dough, so what's that? No. So yeah. Egg, parchment paper, seasoning of your choice, air fryer, air fryer, and end product. So I'm not trying to be politically correct, blah blah yada yada. Like I said, ain't nobody eating this but me. My baby done discovered chimichangas, so ain't no telling with her. So her thing is chimichangas right now. So, but anywho, that's all I got to say. Yeah, I'm looking rough, but hey, it's hold on, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So anywho, that's all. So y'all enjoy, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.